Hi, I'm Matt Turnbull. Welcome to the Adelaide Hills. We're here at our Balhanna site, and we're here today to really introduce our new release single vineyard wines. Adam, you've been working with these vineyard sites for a number of years now. Tell us what makes them tick.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, it is. It's always a great sort of honour working with awesome sites, and Lenswood for Chardonnay and Pinot for us couldn't be more appropriate. It's high, it's cool, great acidity, for the Chardonnay, but also underpins the Pinot. For us, we love the delicate aromas you get there in both Chardonnay and Pinot, and we also love the bright acidity. Back at Balhanna, ironstone, slightly warmer, but again, really medium bodied, and they're the hallmarks of our Balhanna Shiraz. So, yeah, it's exciting to release a couple of different vintages and show them around.
Wonderful. 2019 single vineyard Lenswood Chardonnay. Adam, stylistically, how does this wine look to you?
Yeah, well, I think the things that make up Lenswood Chardonnay for us is, yeah, it's got a unique characteristic, and it's something that we see every year. We see white flowers, we see beautiful acidity, and sometimes the acidity is higher than what we'll have in M3, but you sometimes don't notice it because there's so much intensity of flavour and extraction. So that for us is what sums up the style of Lenswood.
Great. In terms of a vintage, 2019, did it have some challenges?
It was a challenging year, low yields. We had that poor flowering, which meant, yeah, absolutely low yields. And then coming into harvest, it was warmer. So I think for us with Chardonnay, a warmer season at harvest means you get a little bit more opulence, and we certainly see that in this Chardonnay.
Wonderful. In the vineyard, any techniques or anything you're doing differently to make these wines look better?
Yeah, well, I think we're certainly trying to farm better, and that's something that we believe in absolutely here, and that step into organic. So we're certified in transition into organics, and for us that's an important step. It means we've been looking after the soil. It means we've been doing a lot to help with the biodiversity that we see there. And we certainly have seen the plants respond really well. And for us, those little, one percenters are leading to some really great outcomes.
This is a wine we've been releasing since 2014. Do you see any differences between 19, or do you have any favourites?
Yeah, well, this is a pretty exciting release, and I did love 14. I think the 14 was for us a really important wine, and then 15, 17 have also really strong Chardonnay years. But I think what I'm looking forward to most is lining up some of these great vintages in the hills and seeing how they age. So that's what for me, single vineyard wines are about.
2019 Lenswood Single Vineyard Pinot Noir. Adam, stylistically, how does this one stack up?
Yeah, style and Pinot, is an interesting one, Matt. And I think for us, I think we've found that Lenswood is certainly a style that is perfumed. It's a style that's delicate, and for us, we've done a lot of work in the vineyard. We've done a lot of work in the winery as well just to make sure that we are capturing absolutely everything that's there. So the things that we do to do that is keeping yields very low deliberately in the vineyard. But we also do things like protect the wine, larger oak, not much whole bunch. We find that doesn't really work. And for us, the Lenswood Pinot has been a journey to this point.
Just briefly, 2019, how do you sum up the vintage?
Yeah, well, again, low yields. So we've seen a bit of a run of low yields in the past, and this was low. And I think that's what made the Pinot work. We had great extraction. We did have a warm period towards harvest, and that did give some opulence to wines. But because of the low yields and the really really healthy canopies, there was no dramas in retaining acidity and having that natural balance that you need to make great Pinot. So, yeah, for me, it's a great season for Pinot.
The way you're looking at farming these days, has it changed a bit?
It certainly has, and I think we're seeing it across all our wines. But I think Pinot has really benefited from it as well. You know, obviously a lot of these ferments are natural ferments, so we have moved into being certified organic, and that's adding to what we see in the vineyard. We really believe that soil that particularly lives underneath the vine is the stomach of the vine, and without a healthy biodiversity there, then you're not able to kind of take up the nutrients that you're after and really have that interaction between the plant and the place where it's grown. So that's been an exciting step for our farming.
Great. And in terms of blocks, this wine, does it generally come off a single block every year and the same block, or?
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because I think Pinot is often a chat about clones versus block and site, and a combination of things. But for us, the site does trump the clones. It is a specific part of the vineyard that seems to just have this wonderful balance and shape that we love in the wine. And yeah, so it comes from the middle part of block 1, and it is a single clone. So 114 is the clone, and yeah, we're excited to bring this one out and give everyone a chance to see it.
Right. 2018 Balhana Single Vineyard Shiraz. Adam, tell us a little bit about this one.
Yeah, I mean, Balhana Shiraz for us is it was the first single vineyard that we made, and for us it's the one that probably chose itself first. So there's this wonderful relationship between Shiraz and our Balhana site. Some of those things that we see is lifted aromatics, real red fruit. And then obviously when you've got an inclusion of some of the whole bunches and the whole fruit, you get more tannin and more interest in a really savoury expression. So for us, yeah, Balhana Shiraz is probably a style that really suits our style.
2018 as a vintage. Do you want to talk a little bit about that for us?
Yeah, I think the 18 season was a lovely season. It was I could compare it to 2013, 2016. So it was slightly warmer, but there was no real major heat spikes, and I think yields weren't too big. They were good, but not too big. And for us, Shiraz ripens towards the the latter part of the season too. So I think Shiraz really got the best of the season. So a wonderful year for Shiraz.
Great. And viticulturally, this is obviously quite a unique wine in terms of its density. Do you want to tell us a little bit about how density makes these wines better in your eyes?
Yeah, I think, well, it is planted at 5,555 vines per hectare, so there's a stat for you. Yeah, I think the idea for us is about making each individual vine grow less fruit. So that vine works, doesn't have to work as hard, and therefore you get more flavours coming on early, and the ability to pick them when they have great flavour, great acidity, and great tannin all together.
Great. Thanks for taking the time to sit down and listen to Adam and myself to talk about the single vineyard releases this year. We're really excited about them. The wines are stunning. Looking forward to getting them out to market. Adam, anything you'd like to add?
No, Matt. I think it's pretty nice to be showing off these wines, and now that we've got a chance to really understand them a bit better, and adding another chapter to that is a really exciting thing.